next hour. And so if you're looking for that, head on over to Facebook. We are up on Facebook Live. Just search KHTS Radio, and that feed should be up. So, welcome in. It's good to have you. We made it. Yes, we did. Have you checked your calendar lately? Not only is it Friday, but it is now May. Today is May. That's right. Yep. We've turned that corner. We're moving in the right direction. We're working through this together. You know, we've got each other, and that's a good feeling. And you know who else we've got? We've got Cheryl Sena from SCVi. We'll be talking with her in a minute or so about how they're handling the landmark senior events this year over on the west end of our valley at SCVi. That's iLead's founding school. If you've never been to an SCVi graduation, you've never been to a graduation. We've got Sky Hanamaikai from Saugus High School. I love saying her name. Say that with me, Sky Hanamaikai. It's an amazing name. She's coming in from Saugus High School. She's going to be our senior spotlight today. And we've also got Tony Watson back for what promises to be another fun-filled edition of Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame. My first guest is Cheryl Sena. Cheryl Sena hails from Boston, Massachusetts. So, yes, she can help you park your car. Cheryl's a founding facilitator at SCVi and has played an instrumental role in building and maintaining the powerful culture at SCVi. If you've ever been on one of our campuses, SCVi or any other iLead campus, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about that SCVi culture. Well, Cheryl Sena was one of the cornerstones on which that was built, which in turn, again, has set the tone for all of our other 8 campuses across the country. She's taught every grade from 6th through 12th grade, and I did not know this one, she even braved a year of preschool. I can only imagine Cheryl Sena in a preschool classroom. That'd be great. She's currently, however, facilitating our seniors' 12th grade English class, internships, and she's the senior class advisor. Those seniors love her. She's an avid reader. Miss Sena polishes off at least one novel a week, and she passes on that same passion for reading to her learners. She's also a voracious writer who's constantly working on 2 of her own novels. Recently, she picked up a knitting hobby while she's watching Netflix or those Hallmark movies that she loves so much as a way to sharpen her saw. Cheryl's been married to her college sweetheart, Peter, for 26 years now. She earned both a BA and MA from their alma mater, Hofstra University, where, by the way, Cheryl captained the women's rugby team. She's proud that both her daughters have attended SCVi since elementary school. Her eldest, Gabby, graduating 2 years ago and currently attending NYU, living in the heart of New York City. Bella, her youngest, is a junior at SCVi and has been there since 1st grade. She's a talented actor and working in productions at SCVi and local theater. And when Cheryl's not spending time with her lovely family or reading or writing or working, which she does a lot of all of those things, she enjoys playing with her fun-loving adoptive brother Ben Williams or jousting with her good friend Matt Watson. Cheryl Sena, welcome in.
Wow, Matt. That was amazing. Thank you.
Of course. You're an amazing person, and that's why we wanted to have you on today. So did I miss anything in your intro? Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Holy cow, not much. You got it all. Although in the day since the pandemic, I'm more of a sci-fi, non-reality kind of person. That's what I'm watching right now. But other than that, we're doing good with that bio. That was amazing to listen to. Thank you.
Hey, rock on. So, I mentioned that you've been at SCVi since the very beginning. What's it been like to be part of creating something so special from the ground up?
It's been quite a journey. I've been teaching since 1995, and back then it was very project-based. It was exciting. They had PBL learning and standards portfolios. And then I left at the turn of the century to be a mom, and I was blessed to be able to stay home for a while. And I returned in 2007, and it was all about No Child Left Behind, teaching to the test. And, dude, I failed at that. I'm not a teach-the-test kind of teacher. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Not my strength. I do best when I'm in groups with the learners and we're all sitting there together. And, sometimes I have a vision for my project, and I do best when the learners say, yeah, that's not going to work, let's do something else. And then we create these amazing things together. And that's kind of what happened with graduation and our ceremony, but I'll talk about that later with you.
Okay.
I joined in the December of 2008 after leaving traditional education because we were not a good fit anymore. And I was lucky enough to find SCVi. I don't know if you know this, I interviewed for the first opening, but I didn't have a multiple credential, so I only had a secondary. So they hired me in December. And at the time, there were only 7 teachers, a director, and 2 to 3 support staff. So there were about 10 of us in a small office space off of Smythe in Valencia, right down the street from Valencia High School. And we've grown a bit since then, haven't we, Matt?
We have, just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just under 600 across the country now. And we've grown and we've spread throughout the country. So it's been amazing to watch that, from like knowing every person in the room and being a part of that, to see it grow so much. But the thing is, we still have that small feeling with the way in which we do things.
Yeah.
My first classroom was taking a portion of the common area section off at the Purple Curtain, and because there was no other rooms. And I remember Amber asking, goes, we got this. And I'm like, what? How are you going to make a classroom for me by January? They did it. And so I facilitated English and history lessons for 15 learners behind that curtain. And we had our first big presentation of learning that year, a medieval fair in the spring of 2009 at Paseo Club. And the lesson I learned from that first year, and being a founding facilitator, is this. From our growth along the way, is that everyone at our school, the learners, the parents, the facilitators, and the staff, has stake in creating solutions to challenges. Our voices count, and we don't have to wait for someone to mandate it to us to make changes that make learning possible for every learner. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't skip a beat on the rollout when the pandemic happened. We actually saw it happening, the staff, and we were gathering and having meetings before anybody said, hey, you need to gather and have meetings. So we had our plan ready the moment we were told, and on Monday we started. So...
Absolutely. Friday afternoon, that announcement came down that SCVi and the rest of the campuses across the Southern California area, really, the announcement came out on Friday. It was Friday, March 13th, that we announced our campuses were closing, and at 8:30 a.m. the next Monday morning, we were up and running online, weren't we?
Yep, and we had 100% in most of our classes, 100% attendance.
And that's a testament to the relationship that the staff has with their learners.
Yes, the relationship, and just some of the things we've been doing along the line. Like, we've been using computers and using digital learning for quite some time. So it was just a matter of putting the link to Zoom in there.
There you go.
So it was really an amazing process to roll out and be a part of. And being a part of the whole transformation of our school, to see how we've gone from an idea, a hope, to now something that is so tangible for many learners' lives.
That is terrific. Now, Cheryl, I mentioned that you're senior advisor, and that's one of the things that we wanted to talk to you about, one of the big topics we wanted to talk to you about. You play such a huge role in planning and developing all those senior year kind of hallmarks that a lot of our kids are really kind of gripping right now. They're worried about missing prom and senior trip and graduation and all those different things. So can you give us an update on the status of those events at SCVi? Is everything just kind of canceled, postponed until later in the summer, or have you guys had talks?
Well, we had a lot of talks. So our milestones had to change a bit, as well as everybody around the country. But what we did was, because of those relationships, our learners were voicing, my seniors are voicing how disappointed and despondent they were. So what we did is I pulled them all in, and I gave them the opportunity the first week that it happened to just talk about how grief-stricken they were, to really talk about how sad they were. And we watched a video, we talked about it, and then the second week I followed that up with a meeting with all the seniors to brainstorm. And, you know, Matt, this is hard for me. I committed to keeping my mouth shut when they gave all the ideas. I didn't say a word, but and I wrote all the ideas down, because I felt that they were feeling that their voice was being taken away, and they needed an opportunity to participate and brainstorm and give us ideas and to let us know what they wanted. I followed that by having a meeting with the parents, letting them know what all the learners said. I had a survey that I sent out so that anybody who couldn't make the meeting could give us ideas as well, and there were so many great ideas. What we came up with is, and what they were very strong about was, they did not want us to cancel graduation. They wanted to eventually be able to participate in our very special graduation. And one of the conversations was, well, what if this means we don't come back until January? And they were very clear, then we'd like to do that then.
Wow.
So we're postponing indefinitely until we can meet. In the meantime, we want to mark those special occasions. So we had all these ideas from the learners, and we're still working on compiling that list. But I can give you a peek that on the day of graduation, June 5th, we'll be doing a salute to seniors and having a couple of the special things we do. For example, we do senior testimonials. This is why our graduation is so special. Every single senior speaks to the families. We don't have a valedictorian at our school. Every learner I collected, yesterday was the deadline for speeches for the official speakers. But besides that, we record a message from every senior to their families or to the school, or what their last legacy they want to leave behind. And we compile that in a video, and we show it during graduation. So we will show that video on the 5th. We're compiling it right now. And we will be doing a couple other special things that are surprises, because we want our audience to be surprised. But and the prom. The other thing was the prom. We wanted to mark the prom with something special, but we still want to have the opportunity to maybe revisit the prom the week of we do the ceremony.
Before we get into prom, real quick, Cheryl, I just want to, you had mentioned that you're going to show that the senior testimonials, the senior addresses on the 5th. That's the 5th of June, correct? That was the originally scheduled date for graduation?
Yes, June 5th, exactly the same time. And right now we're working out the logistics. What I believe we'll do is we'll do a live Zoom, but we will have a link on Facebook for people to watch it.
So I know listeners that have friends and family that attend SCVi are looking forward to that. But I'm going to encourage you, if you don't know a graduate from SCVi, we'll continue to announce it as it's coming. Tune in and watch this video. It really is touching and heart-wrenching. You know, I have been more touched and more excited at SCVi graduations than I have at my own graduations. It's really, really a special event. That's something that you can, those special touches you can put on when you've got such a small graduating class. How many have we got this year, Cheryl?
We have 38 on site, and then another 40 learners from our exploration on home study program and our Innovation Studios hybrid program.
Okay, so we still got about 70, 80 kids, and you can give them each that special attention, the same way we do, as you were mentioning, in our classes. Okay, so you were talking about prom. I apologize for interrupting there. Just wanted to clarify.
Well, prom, we don't have an SGA or ASB. We have Associated Student Body. We have Advisory Council ambassadors. Our advisory classes are the way in which we support our learners through social and emotional learning. And basically, as a freshman, I will get an advisory class, and I'll be with that advisory class every 4 years. So there'll be seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen in there, and we will all work together to navigate whatever life throws us. And so we have one representative from every advisory, and they meet, and they came up with, you know what, we can't have prom. We want to mark the date. We don't want to be sad on prom day. So we're going to have a virtual dance, but we want to do something special. We want to raise money for hunger in Santa Clarita Valley. So we'll be raising money for the Santa Clarita Food Pantry, and we'll be raising money for Family Promise.
That is
instead
so
of
awesome.
collecting money for tickets. And they wanted to invite the freshmen and sophomores to join that dance as well, instead of making it exclusively a junior and senior event.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yes.
That is
so
really
it's
beautiful.
going to be online next week for the high school students learners at SCVi.
That is fantastic. Now, before we move too far from graduation, there is another, as you mentioned, hallmarks or key senior events. But before we move too far from graduation, I did want to ask you, I'm posting right now on the Facebook Live feed in case our listeners want to go check out some of the graduations from SCVi in years past. So if you'd like to see what we're talking about, we've got a few of the graduations posted on our website. You can go check that link out. Cheryl, what's your favorite graduation moment, your favorite SCVi graduation moment?
Of course, it's when my daughter sang the Stevie Nicks song. Oh, my God, I just went blank on it. What is it called? The one, I've Been Changing. She's making fun of me on the radio now. She sang a Stevie Nicks song with one of her friends, And it just totally, as a mom, to watch your child do that and be a part of something that you've helped create, and also handing her the diploma. To be able to hand her the diploma, that was another thing we allow our parents can hand the diplomas out to their family members. And that was special. And now you got me crying, Matt.
You're such a big sap. Cheryl starts out every graduation every year promising not to cry and ends every graduation every year as a blubbering mess.
I was just going to say as a blubbering. Well, I think it's because here's the thing. I'm the last person they shake hands with before they go on stage. That is my special job during graduation, as well as all the other things I do for it. But it is to say goodbye to each one of those seniors at the very end is just, as an educator, I've never had that. I've gotten to see them grow so much, and I get to see that final point. And it's just amazing and a blessing, and I'm so fortunate to be able to do that.
Yeah, some of these kids you've been with since first, second grade that are graduating this year, huh?
Yeah. Yes, I've known them since first and second grade, and last year the graduates were in my 6th and 7th grade English classes.
Oh, wow.
So that was interesting. I was their facilitator 6th, 7th, and 12th, and that was powerful. And there are other milestones we do, and I know we're losing time, but a couple of things we do is we do a retreat. That is amazing. We take our learners and we mark the transition in a way that I've never seen marked before, from reflection on what has happened to looking forward and making goals for what's going to happen. And then one of the coolest things we do is the senior defense.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring that up. Producer Sarah, she's at home, but she's always whispering in my ear virtually, and she says the song that Gabby sang was Landslide.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
So you mentioned senior defense. Seniors have a portfolio that they defend. What's that event about?
Okay, so the senior defense is our last project at SCVi. Every senior has to do it. It's an individual project where they pinpoint what they've learned through the years at SCVi and how they will use it in the future, as well as practice the skill and how to sell themselves in interviews. I mean, that's a real-life application.
Absolutely.
So we begin the process of having the seniors basically complete their digital leadership notebook. So that they compile. It's basically a portfolio that you can take when you graduate with us. And they do that in advisory class. And then in a class called Senior Seminar with me, we work on crafting their defense. They pick a project that they've done in the 4 years of high school, and it can be within the classroom, but it also can be without. I know some people have chosen cultural bridges in the past. And they basically answer the question, how prepared am I to move to the next level of life using that artifact to show it? So they they pick the project, they describe the expectations of the project, what they did to accomplish it, any roadblocks, how they addressed them. They connect the work they did to the iLead learner outcomes, and those are our career and college readiness outcomes. They pick one, and they connect the project to it. And an example of that would be grit, zest. I'm trying to think of what I don't have on the top of my tongues, but a lot of them pick grit, how to push past and how to work when you hit roadblocks, and how it helped them move forward in their life. And they finally reflect on, are they ready for the next steps in their life? I mean, you got to think about that, Matt. How powerful would answering those questions been when you were a senior?
Oh, yeah. They would have taken me back. I was not used to answering questions that deep.
And thinking about that right before you graduate, because I remember when I was graduating, the only thing that was in my mind was like, holy cow, how am I ready for my next steps in my life? Like, I can't believe I'm moving on. What am I going to do? Yeah, I'm going to college, but I'm scared. Yeah, I'm leaving all these friends, but this really was a defining process. We started in 2018 with my daughter's class, but we did it we rolled it out in their advisory classes last year. They had to go in front of a panel of 6 learners. Like, we had a special spot around a big conference table. They had to dress up like they were in an interview. They had their presentation, and they had to learn how to do that kind of thing, like present to people you don't know, a PowerPoint presentation, or they had many different ways of doing it. We don't tell them or pigeonhole them into one way of presenting.
Sure.
And
we do need to take a break here in a second, and I want to make sure that you get what you need Are our listeners able to participate in that at all? Or I know you ask for volunteers. Yes. So can you give us a little bit of information on how they might participate in just about 10, 15 seconds?
Well, what I do is I send out a survey. If people would like to participate, they can sign up for slots, and I can pull them in as evaluators. They would then have to attend a training on May 11th. I'm doing a virtual Zoom training on how to evaluate. And basically so I will give you that link, Matt, and you can put it up on the website if you'd like. Or
if you can send it to Sarah McDaniels, she'll get it up on the Facebook Live feed, and then she'll get it up on the website as well. That'd be terrific. That'd be great. If you've never seen the way we do things at SCVi, this is a way for you to kind of look in and participate as well, and see everything that we've been talking about here on the radio, and do it virtually without having to go on campus. Yeah, it's an amazing process, and we didn't know how we saw it demonstrated at schools in LA and a couple of other places, and we thought, oh, that'll be so cool to do, but we had no idea how powerful adding this final step to the process is going to be, and not just powerful for us to see, but powerful for the graduate. Each graduate, of course, like all seniors do, grumbled at having to do it. They were like, can't believe we have to do this. And then when they completed it, the moments we spent, so each learner, the senior will present for 15 minutes, then we give them questions for 5 minutes, then we send them into a waiting room. We have a discussion as a panel about whether or not they met all the objectives of the senior defense, and then they come back. And in that last 5 minutes, we reflect with them. We have pass or redo. A senior cannot fail this. Okay.
What happens with the redo is we look at what they were missing. We specifically give them guidance on what they were missing and what they have to do the next time. And then right at that moment, we sign them up for the redo date, and they return. And every one of the seniors passed last year because they were able to address the things that they were missing. So after that, and hearing what they said, it was just overwhelming. A lot of them said, I had no idea I was ready. And that was the thing that struck us the most, was they had no idea they were ready. And to participate that and have that idea, what a gift. What a wonderful thing for them.
I know it can be stressful, but it is so powerful for them and so helpful. Cheryl, we really appreciate you stopping by. Thanks so much, and please give your husband Peter a big hug for me. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got Big T's 5 Minutes of Fame, and later, our next Senior Spotlight with Sky Hanamaikai. You're listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers, with your host, Matt Watson, on your hometown station, KHTS.
The City of Santa Clarita is working closely with the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health to monitor the coronavirus COVID-19. On March 13th, the City of Santa Clarita issued a local emergency declaration in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Due to the stay-at-home order, the Santa Clarita events like Thursdays at New Hall and the Cowboy Festival have been put on hold for the safety of the community. For information, go to santa-clarita.com. For important updates, visit the emergency blog at santaclaritaemergency.com.
Green Thumb International, your lawn and garden professionals, have the widest variety of shrubs, flowering plants, and garden supplies in the Santa Clarita Valley. Condition and fertilize your soil. Water does not easily penetrate clay soils and may pass too quickly beyond the root zone of plants in sandy soil. Adding organic matter to these soils will help correct imbalances and reduce water waste. On Newhall Avenue in Old Town Newhall near Sierra Highway, Green Thumb puts the green in your thumb.
You see so much when you look at your child. A creative spirit that surprises you every day. Curiosity that develops into exploring unique passions. A little leader growing every day to discover who they are, what they love, and how they can make their mark on the world. At SCVi, we see those same amazing things. Our tuition-free K-12 charter school gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely, with a customized learning program built around each individual student. As iLead's founding school, SCVi combines an immersive approach to traditional subject learning with extracurricular activities including STEAM, robotics, theater, music, and sports. SCVi has the only international baccalaureate program in Santa Clarita, with a 10-year proven track record of graduates excelling at top universities. And we're in your backyard, just off the 5 freeway in West Santa Clarita Valley in Castaic. For enrollment information or to learn more about our program, including homeschool options, visit iLeadSantaClarita.org. iLead Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Yes, Dunkin' is open. The continued stay-at-home orders have been rough on all of us, but Dunkin' is trying to make things just a little bit better. There are many ways to get your Dunkin' fix. You can carry out at both locations, or you can drive through at Canyon Country, or get curbside service at the Bouquet Canyon Dunkin'. Both offer Grubhub and Postmates delivery and are open till 6 p.m. Don't forget, use your Dunkin' app for on the go to order, pay, and accumulate points. Dunkin' cares about the SCV. As the stay-at-home order continues, Burger King is committed to following state and federal safety guidelines when it comes to serving you, the customer. Although in-restaurant dining has closed, pickup and delivery service continues. The current hours are 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can mobile order through the BK app for pickup, or you can use any of the delivery services like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Postmates. Burger King on Lyons at the 5 Freeway, now with service at 2 drive-through windows.
Our trash has got to go somewhere, and Chiquita Canyon Landfill is helping make the Santa Clarita Valley a little greener. Our local landfill creates clean energy from our waste disposal to power 10,000 homes each year. With their 9.2 megawatt clean energy facility harnessing the landfill's methane gas, you can feel good that the waste from your home in the SCV is helping create a clean energy source. Chiquita Canyon Landfill is our partner in sustainable living.
Chiquita Canyon is helping lead the way to a greener future.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. We are also on Facebook Live, so if you'd like to look in at us on the studio, you can feel free to do that. One of our listeners was asking on the Facebook Live feed last break, asking why I was wearing a mask since I'm in the studio alone. I'm not in the studio alone. My engineer, Patty, is right here with me. You just can't see him because he's a little camera shy. Anyways, this is SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers with Matt Watson. And Patty and I were just giggling a little bit because we've got our next guest on the phone, and we always chuckle with Big T. Right now, that's right, on the phone is Big T. There are a few things that you've got to understand about Big T. He's a different kind of guy. See, growing up, when we were little, I mean, this is when we were real little, there were actually two Tonys that lived in our apartment complex, and the other Tony had kind of a reputation for being a little mischievous, and Big T, boy, did he take full advantage of that. So anytime something went wrong, another parent would complain, and our mom would come to him and call his attention on it. He'd say, no, that was the other Tony. And boy, did Big T get away with a lot of stuff until we moved. And the first time he pulled something and mom called his attention, he blamed it on the other Tony. And she says, nuh-uh, Big T. The other Tony doesn't live here anymore. You see, Big T is the kind of guy who will get on a crowded elevator and face you. Nose to nose. Say nothing, just face you. See what you do. See, Big T, he's the kind of guy who, as a teenage stock boy, once taught a 4-year-old how to steal mom's licorice and blame it on his baby brother. Yeah, he's a bad guy. Big T has been getting me into and out of trouble for almost 50 years. Yeah, he's my brother, he's my ace, he's my wingman, he's my mentor, he is Big T. Welcome back, brother. How you doing?
Thank you, Matt. You've always been my best friend. You've always been my alibi and my accessory to the crime.
There we go. It's good when you got one-stop shopping. So
absolutely.
I know you're excited about your 5 minutes of fame that you're getting here on Fridays. So you've had a week to prepare. What have you got for us today, T?
Not much. Anyways, it's good weather we're having out there, and we had all that rain in April, and now we've got a beautiful first day of May. But you know what they say? April showers bring May flowers, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And you know what May flowers bring, Matt?
What May flowers bring? No.
Yeah, pilgrims. Yeah, that's the dad joke of the day.
Oh,
okay. But yeah, that's rough. So anyways, I wanted to talk about some May events, being this is the first day of May. And of course, May Day has been celebrated through years, and I'm going to stay away from that, from celebrating with the pole dancing and then all the protests that happened over the last 10 years and things along those lines from an employment standpoint. But, tomorrow, Saturday, May 2nd,
yep.
It's and I hate to say this because I feel sorry for your neighbors, Matt, but tomorrow is World Naked Gardening Day, believe it or not. So I guess the advice I would give is keep it in your backyard, peeps, okay? No need to come out front.
You know, we had a gardener from the Getty Center on earlier this week, Vincent McDaniels, and I was wondering if he knew what tomorrow was. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah, did you ask him about it?
No, I asked him if he knew what holiday was coming up this Saturday, and he drew a blank, and I left him on that cliffhanger for a couple of days.
Good. Well, some other holidays coming up this week that you may not know about. Monday is International Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
There we go.
Okay.
Engineer Patty's rocking his Yoda ears right now.
I'm fired up for that one, yeah.
Love it, Patty. And then Tuesday is Cinco de Mayo. A lot of people think Cinco de Mayo is Mexican Independence Day, but it's not true. Mexican Independence Day is September 16th. Matt, I know you're a history major. Why don't you educate us on what Cinco de Mayo is?
Well, definitely, yeah. So Cinco de Mayo was actually when Mexico was battling the French forces that had kind of taken over there in Mexico, and the Imperial French Army, who was rather heavily armed, marched into battle in Puebla, Mexico, and it was defended by just farmers with farm tools. Yet this small band of farmers who were outmanned and outgunned were actually able to be victorious over the organized French army, and from there the call went out, yes, we actually can win this war. Si se puede.
That's right, Gloria. So, and do you know who was commanding those French troops?
Who was commanding the French troops?
Yes.
I do not.
It's a few years removed from the one you call Napoleon Bonaparte, but it was actually his nephew, Napoleon III.
Oh, okay, interesting. Napoleon Bonaparte's nephew. Okay.
Correct. So May 4th, Monday, May 4th be with you.
Right.
Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
Do you know what Wednesday, May 6th is?
I don't.
El 6 de Mayo. So, and do you know what May 14th is? That's coming up. It's 2 weeks out. You know what May 14th is?
Don't tell me it's 14 de Mayo.
No, it's your mother's birthday. That's why she doesn't listen to the show. Okay? Okay. May is also the only month of the year that a U.S. president has not died. Did you know that?
May is the only month that a U.S. president has not died. Okay. That is
Correct.
Good to know.
And so, lastly, I want to transition into Saturday. Typically, the first Saturday in May is normally the Kentucky Derby. Now, this year, of course, it's being pushed to September. But you and I love the Derby.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
And so I went through some Derby facts that I just kind of wanted to share a little bit. In order to enter the Kentucky Derby, horses that want to be a part of it, the owners have to pay $25,000 just to apply to see if they can get chosen for the Derby.
Wow.
If they get chosen based on a point system, they have to pay another $25,000. But it's a pretty reasonable investment if you think that $50,000, because the purse is about $2 million, with the winner getting about $1.6 million, and then second and third place shares in the leftovers, I guess, if you will. But 16 winners of the Kentucky Derby, Matt, the horse's name started with the letter S. Now, I know some of you degenerate gamblers out there are going to be writing some of this stuff down, but interesting facts. 110 of the 145 winners were actually born and bred in the state of Kentucky.
That's significant. You talk about home track advantage.
Right, home track advantage. And then 11 of the winners of the Derby had parents that were also winners of the Derby.
Wow.
And now this is where the real money kicks in, Matt, because whether you win the Derby or not, it's those stud fees that really make the horse owners some money afterwards. A Kentucky Derby winner can garner about $40,000 to $60,000 per stud fee.
Each. Wow.
A Triple Crown winner that wins the Belmont, that wins the Kentucky Derby,
right.
A Triple Crown winner can garner about $85,000 to $100,000 per stud fee. And did you know, Matt, the most expensive stud fee for any American horse, and that horse, believe it or not, never won the Derby. That horse finished 9th place in 2004, but it still garners about $300,000 per stud fee.
Must have some pretty strong teeth.
Right. Well, you know what that horse's name is, Matt?
I do not.
Ironically enough, it's named Tap It. It's the unbridled mare of Tap Your Heels,
okay.
And he was sired by the father, Pulpit. He had a modest racing career, only 6-3, but he's a beautiful gray horse with strong bloodlines himself, and again finished 9th in 2004. But he's $300,000 per stud fee, and he's studded probably close to 200 other horses.
And this has been Pony Talk with Big T. Tony, we
Talk with.
we appreciate you calling in. We always love the fun that you bring us. You've got another week to get your material together. We'll have you back next week. We've got to get out for a commercial, and when we come back, we've got our feature Senior Spotlight with Sky Hanamaikai. You're listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Peace out.
And now a word from Dr. Pilecki.
Most of us are going to survive this crisis. So how are you going to look and feel at your Memorial Day party? Are you already starting to notice some tightness in your clothes, around your waist? Have you caught yourself stress eating? Is it getting harder to tie your shoes or feel motivated about anything? Even with the gym's closed, it's possible to stay in shape and even improve your immunity physically and mentally. With our home-based telemedicine, some of the best diets and exercise programs available. Everything from paleo to plant-based, yoga to HIIT training on a doctor-supervised, HIPAA-compliant communication portal, all designed to give you the best home-based healthcare experience. I'm Dr. Thomas Pilecki, and I invite you to come out of this crisis better than ever. Call 661-753-9340 to schedule a free phone consultation.
Hi, this is Bob Schertz with the Way Out Recovery SCV, reminding you that during these unprecedented times, addiction and mental health do not take a break. If you or someone you love are struggling, please give us a call at 661-296-4444. We are open and here to help you during this time. Thanks.
This is Suzette Martinez Valadares. Many child care centers are closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The child care providers that are open are serving our essential workforce and finding it very difficult to find or purchase the supplies needed to keep their facilities clean and children healthy. Our healthcare professionals are fighting to save lives. First responders and law enforcement are bravely serving our community, and our grocery store clerks are keeping our local markets stocked. This is our chance to help them. This is why we are launching Operation Childcare. Our mission is to collect donations for local early childhood education providers serving our frontline essential workforce. Donations needed include hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, disinfectant spray, disposable gloves, and masks. These donations can be dropped off at KHTS Radio, located at 24320 Main Street in Newhall, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, and you're listening to Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers. Our next guest, as we were talking over the break, she reiterated something that me and my loved ones have known for a long time. The Watsons are the best. That's right. O'Doyle rules. Just goofing off. But our next guest is coming to us from Saugus High School. You know, spring semester for a high school senior is a magical time, filled with fun and excitement, anticipation. We talked with Cheryl Sena earlier in the hour about prom and senior trip and graduation and all the fun stuff that our seniors look forward to. And unfortunately this year, our senior class, the class of 2020, is really getting the short end of the stick with this pandemic. But we on Eye on the Valley want to honor our seniors by spotlighting a few of them from our local high schools over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. And today, we're joined by Sky Hanamaikai, senior at Saugus High School. Good morning, Sky.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So, now is your time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you? How long have you lived in Santa Clarita? And what are some of the interests and things that you're involved in?
Okay, sounds good. So, like you said, my name is Sky Hanamaikai. I'm a senior at Saugus High School. I've lived in Santa Clarita basically for my whole life. I was 3 months old when we moved here, so I'm a Santa Clarita native, basically. And at Saugus over the years, I've been heavily involved in our student government, ASB. I've been the class president the last few years. I love planning things. I love ASB. I've also been in concert choir the last couple years. I really love music. I've played piano since the first grade, and in the community, I'm also super involved with my church. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Well, that's great. So now, as you're looking back, because it's that time, you're just about out of high school and you're looking back, what are some of your more memorable experiences at Saugus?
I just got to say, I love the cheesy, classic high school memories. I love the dances and the football games and the Blue Crew basketball games. It's just so much fun to be with the student section and the student body having a good time.
Yeah, definitely. That is so much fun. I've always appreciated that. Now, with our distance learning and school closures and things like that, you've been off campus for quite a bit. So what do you miss most about being on campus?
I definitely miss the people and just the high school atmosphere and feeling. Of course, I miss my good teachers and friends, but I also miss, like, the girl who sits next to me in math class and some of the more, I guess, random people like that. And it's tough because I may not have contact with them, but I also never really got to say goodbye. So that's been really hard.
Wow, that's interesting that you bring up. And, you know, I always remember growing up, and Sky, I'm sure you remember being little and just thinking, oh, man, wouldn't it be cool if we had like a snow day, or if school had to be canceled for the longest time. And now here it is, school's canceled, and we just can't wait to get back on campus. But, Sky, you can't lie to me. I know it's not all bad. Are you enjoying anything about not being on campus?
Yes, I have to say I do not miss the 6 a.m. wake-up call. I get to set my own schedule, get a little bit more sleep, and then I get to focus more on my hobbies or my health. So that's been pretty good.
Nice, fantastic. So now we've looked back. Let's look forward a little bit. What are you doing after graduation?
Yes, hoping that everything is back to normal. I'll be attending BYU in Provo, Utah this fall, and I'll be studying business.
Oh, wonderful. Very cool. Mm-hmm. All right, and then, so you're going to be studying business. Have you got plans for that business degree? Do you know what area of business you might like to go into?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I just know that I'm pretty bossy and I'm good at planning things. So hopefully I can channel that into some sort of career.
Okay. We don't call it bossy. We call it being an assertive leader. So you rock it.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. It's graduation night, and Sky, I have just named you valedictorian of Saugus High School. You've got about a minute or two. Is there anything you want to say to your family, friends, teachers, your classmates, or the rest of our listeners out there?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's been a really hard year, and nothing that I can say or really anybody else can say or give to us is really going to change that or make it better. But I do think that we should let our hardships propel us forward. Hopefully, it'll make us more eager to pursue whatever we really want in life, because we know when we've learned firsthand this year that life and its opportunities aren't always going to be there. So, to my seniors, keep reaching and keep going. Thanks to all the parents and teachers and staff for just supporting and cheering us on along the way. We're sorry for you guys, too. We know that you like seeing us have the senior moments as much as we enjoy having them. But we're going to be okay. And I just personally think that our class reunions are going to be so much fun, because all of the fun stuff from last semester of high school can just go towards our senior reunions now. So congrats to the graduating class of 2020.
Yeah, absolutely. Sky, that's what a great message. That you guys have really had a rough year, especially over there at Saugus High School. I know how tough it's been this year, but I love that you're looking at the glass half full and talking about the resilience that that you guys have been able to build up. That's beautiful, and I never thought about that. You're absolutely right. The class of 2020 is going to certainly have a lot to talk about at those reunions when you get caught up.
It's going to be a blast, yeah.
Now, Sky, I know my listeners know, my regular listeners know how much I love to celebrate the holidays here on the show, and we celebrate the big holidays, and we celebrate the smaller ones as well. Did you know that today is School Principals Day, Sky?
I did not know that, actually.
Yes, it is, and it's one of those days each year that we kind of pass by, and I know that our kids aren't necessarily on campus right now. Not necessarily, they're not on campus right now, but you have no idea what your principals are going through, and as they continue to support your kids like Sky, the teachers, the entire staff. It's a stressful job on the regular, and now with everything that our community's endured, from wildfires back in the early fall, closing schools down, in some cases for an entire week in the fall, and then the tragedy that Sky and the rest of her friends at Saugus had to endure in November, and now this, it's affected us all, but through it all, our principals have stayed strong, worked tirelessly, and led us through these times. Reach out and let them know how much you appreciate them, and if you're a Saugus family like Sky is, man, let's shower some love on Mr. Vince Ferry. I can only imagine the type of year he's had, so let's reach out and let him know how much we love him and every principal out there, because we are all Saugus strong, aren't we, Sky?
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, we are. Okay, Sky, I want to thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. That's all the time that we have for today, and we want to thank you for joining us. And
thank you for having me.
Invite you back every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station.